and I'm an area manager and independent consultant with Arbonne. And with me tonight.
And I'm Catherine Rebello, Executive District Manager with Arbonne.
Amazing. So we basically just wanted to do a short call about some of our insight about our generation and how Arbonne has changed our outlook on our future. And so I guess just to start off, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. You can hear a little bit still. Hold on. Anyone still not on mute? Lindsay. And that's okay. Just it's really loud on my screen, so I think maybe Ruth and Melissa. Yeah. Cool. Wow. Silence. Okay. Awesome, guys. Okay. So my name is Rhonda Rumsey, like I said before, and just a little background about me. I am 25. I almost said I'm 24. I'm not 24. I'm 25. Scary. So I'm 25 years old, and a little bit of background about me. I actually went to school at Wilfrid Laurier for business administration, and my major was in finance. So I thought with that degree, I was going to get some awesome job. I was going to be the wolf on Wall Street, making tons of money. What actually happened for me is that I graduated, and I just landed a job at the city of Aurelia, which is where I live. Awesome job. But I kind of felt stuck. I felt like when I was working there, I was going to work, coming home, paying bills, and then going to work, and just felt very just in a stuck position. I call it my quarter life crisis. And I was really just looking for something different. I didn't know what I was looking for. I was looking for extra money because, I mean, I have student loans. I went to university for 4 years, so I have a ton of student debt with OSAP. And I was looking for something different. So I actually was on Facebook doing some casual creeping, as we all do. And I came across Melanie Booth. So she is an executive regional vice president with Arbonne. And I actually had her on Facebook because she went to school with my sister. So I knew her since I was little. And I saw her doing amazing things on Facebook. And I was like, what is this girl doing? I need to do what she's doing. So I messaged her and I said, hey, Melanie, what's going on? What's Arbonne? I want to hear all about it. So she messaged me back, oh, I'd love to tell you. So we made a meeting to meet up. And I honestly thought that I was going to be offered a job right at that moment. So I saw her Facebook. She was traveling all over the world. She was in India for a month volunteering. She was driving a white Mercedes. She was doing all these charity galas. To be honest with you, I thought that she worked for a charity company doing charity marketing, charity events. That's what I thought she did. So I didn't even Google Arbonne, which is funny because I Google everything. And probably if I had have Googled it, I wouldn't have gone. And I think about that more and more now. I'm like, you know what? If I had typed in Arbonne, I probably would have got tons of information and it would have scared me away. So it's funny that I didn't Google it. Went over to meet her. She opened up her laptop and I literally sat there and went, oh, it's one of those. I was just sitting there going, okay, I understand network marketing. I went to school for business, so I get the concept. I understand that you can make a ton of money, but I can't do this. Not me. I don't do sales. I am awful with selling. I don't want to push product on people. I don't want to be the sales lady. That is not me. So I immediately was like, okay, Rhonda, backtrack a bit. You're already here. Just listen to what she has to say. She obviously has everything you want. So you should do what she does, because if you want what she wants, you have to do what she does. So I listened to her. And as the presentation went further and further into it, I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this. So she sent me home with products. I tried the products. It was our RE9 line. So when she gave it to me, the first thing I thought was, okay, number one, I'm 20. I guess I was 23 at the time, so I don't need anti-aging. And number two, I don't even wash my face. I use a makeup wipe to take off my mascara, and that's about it. So I tried it. The products are amazing. You can't argue with that. And I noticed a difference in my skin, and I was like, oh, okay. So it was that easy to just get me hooked on these products, a person that doesn't even use skincare products. So then I started thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I can have all the things I want? What if I can, for 4 years work my butt off and be making over $200,000 a year? That was when I was like, oh my gosh, I can't give up this opportunity. It's just insane. on the other token of it, I also, when she got to the slide that talked about what the pay compensation was, sorry, I just went a little backfeed there. I was really, to be honest, only looking at the $300 a month. I wasn't thinking really I could get to the top. I was hoping that I could, but I really was only looking at the first line, thinking, oh, $300, I could use that to put towards my OSAP. So that's what it started as for me. Now it's turned into something a lot bigger. I'm now an area manager. It's, the next step for me is the Benz level, getting the car. That's I'm halfway through the company, which is insane. I've only been with Arbonne for a year and a half. So that's just what this business can do if you just work it consistently. It's a humongous opportunity. I know Catherine doesn't like that word, but it's massive. It's a golden ticket to our future. And that's truly what we want to kind of nail home today, how great it is for Gen Ys like us. So I'm going to pass it over to Catherine. She'll tell you a little bit about herself now.
Lovely. Thank you, Rhonda. So a little bit about me, guys. So my background is actually in hospitality and retail. So I grew up in the hospitality business. I can actively say that I've got 26 odd years of customer service under my belts. It was something that's all I've ever known. And then so I actually left the family business and moved to Toronto to pursue my business degree. It was, it seemed like the easy fit because I didn't know what I wanted to do, but business applies to everything, so why not start there? So then I ended up falling in love with retail. It was the most dynamic industry. It was the fastest paced. It was just everything that I wanted. And what happened was in that time, so I'm going to paint you a little story. So in that time, it was October 2012, and I was invited to a DA with, oddly enough, Melanie Booth, which I didn't know about Rhonda, Melanie Booth and Chantal Oliveira. And they kind of I was invited to this event. I did not want to go, but they walked me through what this business was. And I was the big skeptic in the room that interrupted the entire time. But then, I took it home and I thought, okay, what is this? Right. And I did my research. I went home and I Googled, I'm part of that generation where Google is my BFF. We hang out a lot. I love kind of being really, I love having a wealth of knowledge about a lot of different things, not being an expert at anything, but just kind of knowing a little bit about everything, which I think speaks to our generation. So after a little bit of time, and then after seeing Camilla Scott do her thing, I jumped in. I jumped in both feet. I did 2 events and then I quit. I stopped. I let life kind of get in my way. I let people get in my way, and I just kind of stopped. I just stopped doing what I was doing. And just to add insult to injury, because I stopped, the 8 people that I had at my 2 events, 6 of them are now with different network marketing companies. I wish I didn't stop. Anyway, so what happened in that time is 3 years, 3 companies, and 3 titles later, I can pinpoint it to a moment. I was sitting at a table. So I now work in corporate finance. Sorry, I forgot to include that. I now work in corporate finance, and I was sitting at the boardroom table with bigwigs, $1 million earners, $100,000 earners, it's about 30 men and about 6 women. I looked around the room, and there was not one person's life that I wanted. And I got really nervous, because I love having someone in my life that I can kind of look up to and reach for. And there was nobody. And it took my breath away, because I was this can't be it. This can't be the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years of my life. There's got to be more. And in that moment, Dana Shalit had actually posted a post on Facebook that said, for consultants that want back in the game. I didn't know that I wanted back in the game, but I knew something had to change. So that's when the switch flipped for me, and then I jumped back in, both feet, closed my eyes, held my breath in July of last year, and since then I've now promoted to executive district manager, and I'm still very much in the early stages of my business, but everything has changed. And everything in my life is now different. And my dreams that were once the way they were are not anymore. They're now bigger and scarier and much cooler. And the life that I thought I was going to live of, owning a home in Toronto has now changed into something different. I don't want one home. I want multiple. I want to earn that income and live off that, right? Because I now work in corporate finance, and I've now fallen in love with numbers. So that being said, being the pieces as to, why we started, the other piece that I always want to share is the community side. Rhonda and I met, 8 hours ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's, after one conversation, we nailed this training down, and, I now feel that her and I are going to become good friends.
For sure.
So, what we're going to do tonight is kind of walk you through. We've narrowed it down to about 4 key takeaways that I want each of you to kind of sit with, and just kind of what we've pinned down that have really shaped what's happened with us and kind of really shaped where our future is going. You know, to just start off with a bang, we're going to talk about money, the scariest, biggest monster in the room. And I don't know about you guys, but money to me used to be really scary. I was genuinely afraid of it. And I think I was afraid of it for a multitude of reasons, but I think the biggest part was I didn't understand it. And, you know, yes, I am in corporate finance, but, you know, unlike Rhonda, I have no financial background at all. Yes, I went to business school and I did one finance class and like 2 accounting classes, and I passed by the skin of my teeth. Money was not my favorite thing, and it made me really nervous because I didn't get it. So then I got a job in investment banking and I started to learn about it. And the first thing that I learned, and I think the most important lesson for anyone, especially our generation, to learn, is that money has no emotion. Money doesn't care about you. Money is going to constantly go where it's going to grow, period. I was giving so much attention and so much thought process over money, right? When I heard the package fee that we do of the $1,500, I got so anxious because I didn't have that, and the fear of spending that made me kind of worried. But now looking back, worried about what? $1,500 is the price of a laptop, realistically, and now I get to own a business that has the best tax shelter ever. You know, I've learned a lot of things in finance. One of my favorite things that I've learned is it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. And the scary thing about our generation is that we're not informed. You know, as informed as we are as a group, and we love to Google things, we Google things that we like. We Google things that we want to learn about. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't Googling financial plans because I was in my 20s. What am I doing about financial plans? But I think it also comes to the fact that we were spoiled by our parents. You know, I see lots of people every day that are like, oh, I'm buying a home. No, you're not. Your parents are, right? You know, hearing the terminology that we are referred to as the ninja generation, guys, no income, no job, no assets. That is literally what they are calling us. That's not good. This is not setting us up for success, right? So I don't know about you guys, but the no income, no job, no assets had to change. And now, you know, especially having an Arbonne business, now we have an income, we have a job, because this is still a job. And guess what? We now have a big, sexy asset. So I think all of those things combined are probably the most important pieces about money. And, you know, start to learn about it. Start to kind of envelop your knowledge, ask questions, you know, ask silly questions, because that's how you're gonna learn, and then stop making money so scary, because it doesn't care.
Love it. All right, so I'm going to go into the second point, which is education, and it definitely has a lot to do with money. So I love to use this analogy with Gen Ys because it's super easy to relate to. So it's the university analogy or the education analogy. So it's the whole idea that when we go to high school, we're constantly asked, what are your plans? What are you going to do? What university are you going to go to? What college? What's the big plan? So if you don't have a plan, you're almost forced by society or forced by your parents to figure it out, pick a program, and go off to school. So what happens is our parents, if you're fortunate, or yourself, shell out thousands and thousands of dollars to have you get into a program or get a degree that we A, might not like, B, most likely will not get us a job, well, guarantee us a job anyway, or even get us a degree that thousands of other people have. What happens is we get a degree, we graduate, and then everyone else has it, and then they won't hire us as Gen Ys because we have zero experience. It's the worst. It's honestly, everyone has been in that boat at some point. I'm almost positive. So I'm not downplaying education at all. I think it's super important. It's taught me so many life skills that I use today. But in terms of return on investment, I think it's massively overrated when you compare it to Arbonne businesses. So like my Arbonne business and what it has to offer me. So for school, most undergrad programs are 4 years. Let's just say on average, like that's what mine was. My BBA was 4 years. So what do you get at the end of that? You get a piece of paper. I'll tell you where mine is. It's sitting in my closet upstairs in the office collecting dust and not really doing anything for me. It gave me a line on my resume that, to be honest, everyone else has, and it's not really differentiating you between anyone else. And I also got a nice whack load of student debt, which I'm now trying to pay off with my Arbonne business. So comparing it to Arbonne, literally you're being handed a golden ticket with this business. I cannot stress enough how big this is for us. We are in our 20s. That means worst case scenario, this business takes 10 years. Say worst case, average it's less than 4 years. Worst case 10. Okay, so you're in your 30s and you're making over $200,000 a year. Whatever, no big deal. That's going to be us. We all have Arbonne businesses. That's going to be us, and we're doing that. So to get to the top of this company, it's less than 4 years. The journey to the top looks like earning while you learn. It looks like incentive trips, car bonuses, and then when you get there, that over $200,000 a year salary. So I don't know about all of you, but that sounds like a lot better than what my current degree has provided me thus far, for sure. So the 4-year journey to the top is not complicated. It's not hard. What we do as consultants is really so simple. It never, ever changes, ever. We share products, we share the business, and then we repeat. Every single MVP at the top of this company is doing the exact same thing as us. It does not change. I cannot stress that enough. For me, and just like how Catherine said about university, she snuck through that one class just by, what did you say, the skin?
The skin of my teeth. It's like my father says it. I don't know. I'm trying to adopt older slang.
All right. Skin of her teeth. I like that. So super hard for university. For me, university was hard too. It always changed. It was different courses. It was different teachers. It was a different way that they had the same formula in finance. It was like the same formula. It could be taught like 75 different ways. Okay, great. That helps me. Not at all. With Arbonne, it is one simple system that you have to follow. So if you've done university, if you've done a course, if you've done a trade, you're probably going to be able to figure this system out because it's not rocket science. We've been handed a system that works, so just follow it. So why do we do this? Why do we go to school for 4 years? Because there's this little potential that you might get a higher paying job if you have some form of education. Our baby boomer parents, they tell us, go to school, get an education, get a good job, start paying into a pension, work for 40 years, and then retire. Like, okay, cool. I'm glad that worked for you, but no, thank you. That's not what I want to do at all. I don't want to do that. And a lot of Gen Ys feel the exact same way. So do you want to be the masses working that same job for 40 years? Or do you want to be different? Because Arbonne is so different. We know that. It's totally different. It's, everyone's saying to you, oh, you're doing that? Because they are not doing it, right? It's different. You got to do something different. So as Gen Ys, we really need to start seeing and showing and sharing to people that our world is changing. We need to lead the way. We need to show everyone that getting a job and staying there for 40 years is not us. And we need to just be brave and just do something different and go to the top with it. And I will pass it on to you.
I love it. So the third point is that I think, I've definitely realized this in the very recent past. Our generation is built for so much more. We were the generation that got the best of both worlds. We were the kids playing on the street with chalk and being creative and having creative outlets with a box and a string, right? We had that, right? We weren't sitting inside on video games. But then the other caveat of that is that we also grew up in the digital age. So not only do we have this wonderful creative backbone of like, I could still go into a library and find a book using the Dewey Decimal System, but I also have this other knowledge that, someone's not muted. And then, I also have, this digital side where I now have the tools to go online to, use all of the social media, everything that we have at our fingertips. Our generation has the capability to do everything. And that's the crazy part, but that's what makes it a little bit tough sometimes, is that we're so versatile and we're so endless in that way. What do you do? And I think figuring that out and realizing that, myself and people around me, is being in a cubicle really the best use of your time? Is being, in a 9-to-5 or even serving. Guys, like I served for a year. I did retail. I've done shift work. I've seen the options out there, and frankly, they're not great. There's aspects of them that are lovely and wonderful, but the majority of it, not my idea of a great time, right? Where realistically, Arbonne allows us to not only build a business and grow assets and also skill sets. Like I said, I have a background in customer service. It's all I've ever known. I love it. I love being around people. But, you know, it's something that there's things that I don't necessarily love doing. Like there's certain technology things that I'm not the best at. So it's forced me to become even better at those, right? This business allows you to tap into skill sets that you don't have. And I think my favorite part, and the thing that I think is the biggest thing for me, is the public speaking aspect. And the fact that, you know, I'm now seeing people that say, oh, I don't like to speak in front of people. It makes me nervous. I don't like that. And it is one of the biggest fears in the world. More people are afraid of speaking in front of people than they are of anything else. But what happens is when you become great at public speaking and great at telling stories, not only do you become a better daughter, a better son, a better sister, a better wife, a better mother, but you become better at your Arbonne business too. And the cool thing is that we now, like, guys, we have, you know, Rhonda said it, we have the golden ticket, but what I don't think Gen Ys realize is that we have the golden asset mix. We have the best of worlds from every aspect. And the problem is, you know, like she said too, we have no experience, y'all. Like, I've worked a lot. We've all had part-time jobs. We don't have any real experience yet because no one wants to give us a shot, because for entry-level jobs, they want 30 years of experience. Read on me that way. So with a business like Arbonne, you don't have to have any experience. You don't even have to know what you are doing. You literally just have to follow the system for success. And in that, what you can do and what you are able to be capable of not only becomes this endless supply of stuff, but then it turns into an endless supply of stuff for everybody in your world. And how cool is that, right? So, you know, really stick to that, guys, and the fact that each one of you has the capability to do anything that you want and to be really great at it. You know, I joke that I don't belong in finance at all. Not for me. Even when I meet people, I'm like, I don't even know how I got here. And I say the same thing about my Arbonne business. I never saw this for myself, ever. But it just proves that anybody can do anything as long as they put a little bit of time into it, right? So put a little time into it, guys, you know, whether you're just starting out, whether you've been in the business for a little while, you know, just give it a whirl, see what happens. And please don't do what I did, which is drop out and then come back 3 years later. Guys, I could be an RVP and MVP by now. Seriously. Very
wow. Love it. All right. So the last point is belief and don't wait. So it's kind of a double point. So I'm going to just touch on consultants first. So for those of you that are on the call that aren't actually an Arbonne consultant yet, or someone's maybe, well, this is recorded, so someone might send you this video. If you are someone that's considering joining this business, there are so many things I want to say to you, but I'll try and wrap it all into one. So I'm sure you've never thought in your head, oh, next month will be a better month to make more money. You've never thought that because it's ridiculous. This month would be a good month to make more money. So I'm going to be frank here. Don't say right now is not the right time, because the truth is there is no right time to do Arbonne. There is no, oh, it's trying to charge us money.
You know, it's all good. Keep going. We got 10 minutes.
All right. Truth is there's no perfect time to start an Arbonne business. Winners find the perfect time. I heard that once. I don't know who said it, but I love it. Winners find the perfect time. Like when I went to university, I probably could have done a better job if I went right now, but I went anyway because that was the time that I had to go. Now is the time to start your Arbonne business. You are in your 20s. Let's do this. Be making so much money and just living amazing lives, time freedom, everything. When you're in your 30s, it just makes sense. So if you're truly thinking about the business, it gives you butterflies and nervousness all in one, just jump in with both feet. You're torturing yourself sitting in the middle. Just decide, yes, I'm in, or no, I'm not. Just pick one, because seriously, sitting in the middle, it's the worst. Talk with the person who got you on this call. They can walk you through how you're feeling. They likely felt the same way when they joined, because it's so scary. And as soon as you do it, it's just, it's over. You've done it, you're in, and it's so exciting as soon as you just commit. So this all ties into belief, because a lot of the time the reason that you don't start your Arbonne business is because you believe that you can't do it. So you believe that magically Arbonne's not going to work for you. Somehow it's just magically not going to work. You are not different than anyone else. Don't flatter yourself. Everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is at the top. We went to the GTC conference. There were like 18,000 of us. You are not different from those 18,000. I'm sorry. You can do it for sure. So obviously the person that has you on this call right now believes in you, believes that you can do it. So sometimes you just got to go with it. You got to go with someone else's belief. You borrow someone else's belief that you can do it. Again, back to the university thing. Maybe you went away to school and your parents were like, you can do it. Or someone was like, you can do it. And you're like, oh, I don't know, but you go anyway, right? So this is the same thing. So just believe that you can have the car. Believe that you can make over $200,000 a year at the top of this company. Why couldn't you? There's literally nothing different about you. So that's what I have to say to people that are considering becoming consultants. And then we have our consultants that I want to specifically talk to. So independent consultants may be wanting to promote to district manager or district to area or area to region. What are you waiting for? I think for me, when I was a district and I was thinking about going area, it was almost like it was in the future. It was there, yeah, I'm going to go area. Like, I'll do it one time. Like, I believed I could do it, but it was like a far off in the distance thing. Like, oh yeah, one day, like in my head right now, oh yeah, one day I'll have kids, but it's not anytime soon. So you have to believe in your head that it's happening tomorrow. You have to feel it. You have to believe it. So one thing for me is that I told myself every day, I would stand there and I would say, I'm an area manager with Arbonne. I'm an area manager with Arbonne. And I would say it over and over again until I started to believe it. So just don't wait. Just do it. Just do the do. You know how to do it. Just do more. I think the best way to put it is if someone at your job was like, hey, I'm going to give you a promotion. And then you're going to reply to them with, actually, I'll take my promotion, my increase in pay, and my Mercedes-Benz next month, please. Like, you would not say that. That would never happen. You'd never say, oh, next month, I'll take my promotion next month. But that's exactly what you're doing when you're saying, oh, next month I'll qualify for that promotion. Oh, next month I'll try harder. That's exactly what you're doing. So just stop. You wouldn't do it in real life, so don't do it in Arbonne. So it's all up to you. Get cracking, just do it. And I think specifically for me, the things that really helped is, like I said, the affirmations every day helped my belief that I could do it. Specifically the book, The Secret, and the movie. Any homework that I can give you would be watch that movie or listen to that audio tape. It's so powerful, and you just start to believe it. The very first time I did an affirmation, looking at myself in the mirror, I was like, I am and I was like not looking at I was scared to look at myself and affirm that was what was happening. And I did it every day for a month, and it happened. It really happened. So you just have to tell yourself over and over and over again, this is the truth. This is the truth. Because if you're telling yourself that one thing's going to happen, guess what? It's going to happen. The belief has to be there. You have to believe that you can do it. If you believe you can't do it, guess what? You can't do it because you're telling yourself that. So true. So if you can get anything from this, watch that. Watch The Secret for sure. That's all I have. I'm glad we made it short and on time.
Yeah, short and sweet. So guys, just a quick summary. So, the 4 keys that I think we really want you guys to take away from this is 1, stop being afraid of money. Stop being so scared of it. It doesn't care about you. Just get over it. Get over yourself. It's just money. Money will come back. Money always does. The second one is, university and ROI and kind of what the worth is, and go from there. We've given you our 2 cents about our very expensive degrees that are, mine's also sitting in a closet. The third one is you're so much more than what you are. You've got the potential to do everything and then some. And then, my favorite piece is the belief piece. People say, get belief, get belief. It's just an act of practicing. It's just an act of, if you practice being happy every day, what happens is you start being happy. Right. So, take this away, guys. We are the next generation. Let's please change this ninja generation title. It makes me crazy. People are like, oh, you're the ninja generation. Like, I work in finance. It's what they call us. It's not nice. So let's change it, guys. Let's actively be the movement that changes our generation and shows people, no. Please watch what us Gen Ys are actually capable of, right? So, raise arms. If someone's gotten you on this call, like she said, chat with them. They'll walk you through it. And if you're someone that's a consultant or looking for a promotion, just get busy. Just get really busy and try to have some fun. And what comes out on the other side is kind of juicy.
Yeah, let's stick together.
Yeah, buddies. Gen Ys.
Yay. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Have a great night, guys. Bye.
Bye.